and welcome to the preview for Premiere number 9, which will be airing on the 23rd of March. So the idea of these premieres is just to give you a chance to get an idea of what we will be covering in our next session, and also gives you a chance to post questions in the chat room, and I can respond to them. And also, which I will be doing this week, if there's some information that needs to be shared, maybe an extra little video, whatever, I will do it. So at the end of this short preview, I will re-screen the bonus topic number 8, which had a slight error in it on last Wednesday. The slides for my PowerPoint didn't show correctly, so I will be replaying it at the end of this. So what's on for next Wednesday? Well, we're going to be continuing with our premieres. I haven't heard a confirmation from Rose yet whether she'll be able to go live. I guess she is getting stronger, but there's no pressure on it. The only thing that I think I will need to do is to provide you more opportunity for interaction, and I miss that. So I'm thinking next Sunday that I will do the premiere live so that I can then at least respond to the chat room live and in person. So what's on for Wednesday? Well, as usual, we'll do our 1-minute meditation. And I introduced the concept of the standing meditation in the bonus topic. And you'll see that again at the end of this session. So continue with the 1 minute. And I'm hoping that you're doing 1-minute meditations on your own. And what's nice about this, if you're in a bus, or if you're a passenger in a car, or if you just have some time, you're waiting for water to boil, there's lots of opportunities to do these 1-minute meditations. Now, if you do your own research and look around the internet, you will find that there is a lot of benefits to just taking what we could call a breather. And going back to our earlier units in the internal map of reality, these become in themselves like a power frame. So these 1-minute meditations get stronger and stronger and more beneficial the more you practice them. Our next area will be going into Session 6, Part 4, the 3 realms. And this is a very interesting area where I spend more time talking about the realms of consciousness. So we kind of float during our waking day out of these realms of awareness, of wellness, of consciousness, and they're also realms of influence and power. So we'll start talking about that. So we'll do the first section of that. It says Part 4 here, but it's really Part 1. Then we will do the guided meditation, Your Body, and then following that, we'll do the internal map of reality, Session 5, Part 3, the final part of the timeline. And here we'll be going deeper into cleaning your timeline, which is what exercise 12 is about. So it'll be a short video on cleansing your timeline. Now, there is actually a timeline meditation, which I will share with the Patreon members directly, and I'll send you a separate video on that. But in exercise 12, we'll talk about the components of cleansing and what you have to do to cleanse your timeline. And finally, a new bonus topic, bonus 11, self-talk, sometimes called monkey brain. Now, this can be a real pain in the butt, like a monkey on your back, but it can be turned into an asset. So how do you turn monkey brain into the lion posture? How do you become the hunter rather than the hunted? So there's a real benefit in understanding the self-talk and the power of it. So we'll be going into that. So that's pretty much it for the agenda for next Wednesday for Premier number 9. And remember that when we do the introduction to meditation, it's session 6, part 1, not part 4. Okay, so that's it. So what we'll be doing now, I'll be replaying the bonus topic for you, bilateral movement. And this has the correct video images to go along with it. So enjoy, and hope to see you in the chat right now or later next week in the Premier number 9. Hello and welcome to bonus topic B010, bonus topic 10. This is a repeat video because my first version didn't capture my PowerPoint correctly. So I'm just redoing it, and so that you have the images that go along with the text. The topic is bilateral movement, and we will be looking at 2 specific types or ways of doing bilateral movement. Bilateral movement, if you go on the internet and search it, you'll find all kinds of examples of different ways of moving such that you balance your nervous systems. Particularly, we're talking about cerebral balance. And if you remember on the units in the introduction to meditation, we talked about bilateral balance of the cerebral hemispheres, and then in frequencies of the brain, we talked about balancing the frequencies there as well. So what we'll be looking at something called Tai Chi and something else called Qigong. These are 2 practices I've been doing for many, many years, and I do them every day along with a more traditional style of meditation. So this is my daily practice. And so I'll be talking about what they are and what the benefits are. And then I'll address the fact that there's certain things that must be present. So if you're watching someone and they're calling it a meditative bilateral movement for centering and healing, well, there's some ingredients that should be there. And if you don't see them, then you might want to question whether it is actually doing what it says. And then I'll look at some actual examples. We'll look at a standing posture and how to do it. And then we'll look at the first movements of a Tai Chi Qigong. And then there'll be a movie walking you through the specific steps. Okay, so just want to address the fact that the words Tai Chi and Qigong are English versions of the Chinese symbols. And so you might see different ways of spelling and pronouncing Qi. And I choose to spell it out CHI. That's just my preference. So Tai meaning peace, Qi meaning energy. So that's a peaceful energy or supreme energy. Chai meaning energy, Gong meaning work, Qigong meaning energy work. So those are the 2 forms. Peaceful energy and energy work. So what is Tai Chi Qigong? When you look at someone doing a Tai Chi movement or Qigong movement, they'll look similar because they'll be done in a very slow, soft movements. And it will be very apparent that the person is in a meditative state. They're thoughtful. They're not just like if you go into a typical exercise studio, you'll see people doing exercises and chit-chatting about the weather, or on a treadmill with a set of headphones on listening to music. You can't do that with a meditative bilateral movement like Tai Chi or Qigong, because it requires that you involve your whole psyche in the movement. That's what makes it a bilateral movement. So it requires you being attentive. So what are some of the benefits? Well, the key benefit that I've noticed that people talk about are many. But here's just an example, and they're not necessarily in any order of preference or the order at which you will experience them. Generally, you will experience the benefits that you incur from doing a Tai Chi Qigong or yoga. Is another example of a bilateral movement. It will be dependent on what you need, and so your body will draw from these what you need. So balance, if you observe the person sitting on the seat, is very similar to what we would do when we do our sitting meditation. You notice that the head is over the shoulders, and the shoulders are over the hips, and the knees are over the feet, and everything is dropping down towards the earth. So everything's moving downwards. So this balance, this natural sense of balance, is greatly enhanced when you do these bilateral movements. Circulatory benefits. A lot of people notice immediately an improvement of the circulatory system, and some indications of poor circulation, such as cold hands, cold feet, varicose veins, those kinds of things, are greatly reduced and with these Tai Chi. And why is that? Well, if you've ever tried to move a body of water with your hand, say in your bathtub, if you move your hand quickly, you'll splash the water, but you won't move a lot. But if you move your hand quickly through the water, you will notice that you'll bring more of it with you. So by being balanced and being relaxed, moving slowly, you increase your circulation. And also, if you think of something being tight, it's hard to move a fluid through a tight block system. So if it's open and relaxed, fluids will move more easily. And that goes along with the flexibility. By doing these movements with no jarring motion, by not activating the sympathetic fight or stress response, your joints stay open. Remember, the two nervous systems, the relaxation nervous system, parasympathetic, and the stress or fight or flight response in the sympathetic. By not activating that flight or fight response, your joints stay open, your shoulders stay relaxed. And if your joints are open, it allows the synovial fluid to circulate properly, and because joints are one of the hardest things to heal, because they don't really have direct veins and arteries right in the joint. It's really just a cartilage and then the synovial fluid. Now the fluid gets refreshed and flows in and out. So if the joints are open and relaxed and you're moving them in a nice rhythmic, slow, gentle way, you will be circulating the synovial fluid, which feeds the cartilage of your joint. Relaxation, I've already touched on that, because we're keying in on the parasympathetic nervous system, you will be enhancing that system. Concentration is very important, because when you are doing these movements, they're extremely accurate, and to be able to do them with the level of accuracy required means that you must concentrate. So you're training yourself to concentrate. So this is sometimes called a brain challenge. And I notice people learning these movements for the first time, they get frustrated, and you can see it in their face. They get flustered in the face, they get energy flowing to the face, and they may even get this sudden laughter or anxiety. Now what this is a sudden rush of energy to the brain. Why? Because the brain is responding to this challenge by creating new neural pathways. Now this has been proven scientifically, it's been researched. I can give you citations if you want later, but it's definitely been proven that when you challenge the brain, and when the brain is in a learning mode, it actually lays down new neural pathways, which has got to be good. So overall, it's a meditative movement. So you could call this a meditation application. So what is the mandatory ingredient? So if someone says they're doing a meditative Qigong or Tai Chi or in some way a bilateral healing movement, what should you notice? Well, it should be slow. I've already talked about why the slowness is important. Slowness is important mainly because it emphasizes the parasympathetic nervous system. It emphasizes and tells your whole body that it's okay to open up and relax. Quite often, if I'm in a park doing my Tai Chi movements, which are martial art movements, animals are not frightened. Dogs do not see me as a threat as they walk by. Some will just sit and look at me, and they won't interfere. Very, 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 very rarely will any animal interfere with my practice, but also they are not frightened of it. Because of the slow, soft movements, they read that as a relaxation, as a healing type movement, as a friendly movement. So these slow movements must be present. They must be soft, and they must be accurate. So you will never see someone doing yoga or Tai Chi with a headset on listening to music or chit-chatting aimlessly to someone else while they're doing it. You won't see that. The person will be in a meditative state. And I've already talked about these levels of a meditative state in the frequencies of the brain. You want to get out of beta. You want to generate more alpha and hopefully more theta brainwave frequencies. And you can go to that unit for more information. So let's talk about some ways of doing these. You can do a standing posture. Here's an example of a monk. He's standing. He has his hands gently touching near his abdomen. But you can have your hands just relaxed by your side. You can do this standing posture anytime. You can do just 1 minute of it, just like we do the sitting 1 minute meditation at the beginning of our Intro to Meditation course. You can do that 1 minute standing or longer. Quite often when I do my Tai Chi or Qigong, I either start it or end it, or sometimes both, with a short standing posture. So what are the ways to do this? Well, first of all, you notice that the person is balanced on both feet. The shoulders are relaxed and in a natural position. The arms and hands are relaxed, and you can let them drop by your sides, or in this example, the person has them just gently rounded and around the area of the navel. Very important to relax the chest. This is the heart and thymus area. So a lot of people have built up pressure in their heart and chest, so you need to let that relax. Now, I recommend with your eyes opened and with a relaxed gaze, just like we would with our detachment meditation with our eyes open. But you can do it with your eyes closed, no problem. Because of the Tai Chi martial art component of it, I tend to keep my eyes open when you do a martial art. So if your eyes are open, just look slightly ahead and down. If your eyes are closed, you can focus on your fuzzy dot. Knees unlocked, very important, very common for people to lock their knees when they're standing. And you can even just relax the knees slightly to encourage the relaxation. When you do this, when you unlock the knees, you may automatically notice that your lower back and the back of your neck relax at the same time. So your knees, your lower back, and your neck are kind of all connected. And in reality, every joint in your body is listening to every other joint. So if there is one joint in your body that is tight, all the other joints in your body begin to tighten. So relaxing some of these key joints, knees, wrists, shoulders, neck, very, very important. And finally, just as a wrap-up comment, the standing posture is in fact a detachment meditation, traditional meditation. And, it's good to practice it. Do it for a very short period of time initially, maybe just for a minute or two, and then slowly extend it on for longer periods. You can do the posture in a sitting position too. So this is similar to if we've been doing the 1-minute meditation sitting. But in the same example here, you see someone standing and someone sitting. This is sometimes called a wheelchair posture. You can do, if people who are in a wheelchair can do this as well. And you can do the entire Qigong Tai Chi movements in a wheelchair, no problem. And I teach that. So exactly same here. If you look at both these people, they're balanced. And both feet on the floor are balanced. And the person sitting, notice that they're sitting on their sitting bones and forward on the chair, not on the back of the chair. Arms relaxed, chest relaxed, eyes opened and relaxed, knees unlocked, and doing the detachment. So this is the same as the standing posture, right? Exactly the same, except you're sitting. So let's talk about the first movements of the Tai Chi Qigong. This is movement sometimes called the opening, okay, the commencement or opening movements. Standing with the feet close together, arms by your sides, palms relaxed. In this example, you see the person opens the feet, shoulder width apart. Notice that the feet are just below the shoulders, okay? Then in number 3, the person slowly raises both arms equally with the palms gently facing out. And then in 4, the person relaxes their knees, relaxes their elbows, and gently pushes down with both palms. So what we will do a little movie. This is a video that I've made at St. Mary's University. We have the first set of movements. So this is movement number 1. Just follow along with me. I will do the movement first, and then you'll see me instructing a student in how to do it. So enjoy these. This is movement number 1. Commencement.
预备
Okay, with feet parallel, shoulder width apart. And you want to make sure that your feet are actually parallel. Good. Weight dropping into your feet, shoulders relaxed. Both arms float up, palms facing down. About heart height. At this point, relax your knees, relax your elbows, and push down on your palms. Push down on your palms. Well, I hope you enjoyed that bonus topic. I'm thinking that I might do a couple more of the intro Qigong Tai Chi meditation moves, and because they're so beneficial. And hopefully, as things progress, Rose and I will be able to organize a meetup, maybe a one-day meetup where we can get everyone together and practice some of these meditation and practice some of the Tai Chi and Qigong together. So there's lots of possibilities there. I'm even thinking that there's a possibility that we could do something in one of the other meetups that are going on. But we'll talk about that, and that's for the future. So thanks for watching, and see you on the Wednesday premiere number 9.